Hello and welcome to a real adventure on my American Flyer train layout. In this one I'm going to show you the process of removing landscaping I had done when I had all my track down originally, because I'm removing 3 manual switches and a manual uncoupler and replacing them all with remote control operation. In this section I'm going to show the removal of a switch and a remote control towards the center of the layout, and much of what you're going to see here is sped up to 800 times normal speed because I actually spent many hours doing this. If you have questions about how I did my landscaping or what I'm doing right here, please leave comments. You can also refer back to previous videos where I showed how I put all this together originally. I do want to note here that none of the American Flyer equipment was damaged in any way in the process of removing everything. Everything is still very usable and actually is being put into another layout I'm considering building. Manual uncoupler removed and space ready for a remote coupler. And the third switch is out. Both switches have been removed here. One piece of track is out. Not sure I'll get these out, but they are up enough that I can put in uncouplers. The other switch is gone, and those tracks are loose, so where I can put uncouplers there as well. There's an uncoupler where it's going to go, but I have to do some more clearing yet. Here's another one already attached to a piece of track. So that one's in place. Coming on over here, I have 2 more. This one is in place. This one is on the track where it's going to go. Here's another one on the track where it's going, and I've started clearing the space for another one that's going to go right there. So that will have uncouplers on both sides of both switches, so I can build and swap out trains along here with the remote switches all remotely from the other side of the table. Here you're going to see cleanup of the spaces that I need to get ready for putting down the new switches, and you'll see that this was part of the original layout work where I did not cover the plywood before putting everything else down. So now I use paper grocery bags to cover the areas up and prepare them so everything is on paper instead of stuck right to the plywood, which will make any further changes much easier to do. Now, before doing any wiring, we're just going to run some trains just to make sure the track work is all properly in place again. Oops, I forgot to throw the second switch. Now the switches are wired and we're testing for operation using the remote control. Here is where I realized I had one more wire I still needed to connect. Because these two switches are adjacent to each other, they must be thrown simultaneously, so they're both wired to one control lever.